and welcome to a very special episode where we have the Beefcast here, members of the Beef crew, that I think you should all be familiar with. Um, One of them is a three times player for the Greek national team, Zoib,
Hello guys.
and the other one is probably the best Brazilian player and a really strong player, LGB.
Hello.
So we are here. The first round has just pretty much ended. Uh, the team is going great, I think.
Yeah, not as great as we expected, but we are doing okay.
Yeah, we could clutch a bit more games, maybe three
Uh,
or four more.
Yes. Imagine that we had other people had us as losing the match against Dan's team.
it's hard to believe that, but I don't know how do they evaluate players nowadays, right? It's very, very interesting because everyone has a different opinion, but having us losing that matchup, it's kind of weird.
Do that people play LPB at all, or are they referring to looks? Because in LPB I think we are pretty decent team, mate.
Do you think we are bad at looks? Is it a side note?
I think we are sexy as hell, but they're models. We can
Ah.
compare to models.
So I think like on paper, if we go by Dan's list, we only have two players. And I also find it pretty ironic that LGB here took Dan's head, although LGB is unranked.
Oh, you mean in Dan's rank of the 50 best players?
Yes, yes.
His
Oh, I
50
see.
best friends, if I want
You
to
you were not included
rename it.
from what I saw.
I see. But the thing is, it's really ballsy thing to do, right? To try to name 50 people and put in a rank and ordinate them. So it's a very, very hard task. But yeah, I there are some dubious choices about the list, of course.
Yeah, I think it's like for your case, especially, it's insane not to be included. You went for 25 fate. I did not. I overbid by one, so there was another player who thought, another team captain who thought that you deserved going for 24. Um, and you're already starting to give good results by beating Dan, who is a really strong player.
Yeah, definitely Dan is a strong player. And yeah, I'm not sure how much should I should I cost in this competition, but I am very honored by your bid in me. I got really happy.
Yeah, you tried to convince me I overpaid you for like 3 weeks in a row, uh, but you still haven't.
Hmm.
Kaiku is looking a bit overpaid though, not gonna lie. Come on, man, we have to keep winning now.
He's going to he's going to submarine.
We wanted to try that strategy as well, so we had to send one person to
Two,
the
Alexander
depths.
Akuma.
And also I think Danny Correa's it's worth just because of his personality, right? He's the most sweet guy. He's a really lovely person.
Yeah,
I think
thankfully,
I actually starting to think now that you underpaid for him. You should overbid the second highest bid by three just to let him know how good he is and how we like him. Would be like something, I pay 20. Okay, I just go 24 just because he's too nice and a great player, of course. I'm very happy to be in his team.
yeah, I think like team environment plays a big role. Like I might be leaking secrets a bit too early, but having people and getting them involved with each other and playing a lot of games with each other, discussing, having fun, mocking other teams, of course. We got a beef a bit. Is is really important, and the most important thing in such a format is raising the morale and the effectiveness of your low costers. And that can only be
Yeah,
done if
it's
they train, if they listen to your advice, respect you, you allow them freedom so they can express themselves, play their own versions of decks, and
yeah. The thing is, it's about our team, our lowest value players, at least in the bid. They are the one that are giving me advice, right? Everyone has put like a good piece of analysis, and they are like passing it to me. So I'm learning a lot from them. It's not that like, oh, I went for the highest value and now I has to tell them what to do. It's kind of the other way around, right? I played like around 5 games with Rubik's, and he has taught me a lot. Also, other players, Insidious was amazing. He played with me also, and he taught me a lot. And it's a very odd situation here because you learn from everyone. It's great.
yeah. And I think like the difference in strength between a one coaster and a 4 to 5 coaster is really almost nothing. So I think many teams overestimated the their low cost players, while other low cost players are also really strong. For example, Insidious that you mentioned, he
Yeah, so it's
feels
the same with
like
them.
a 7 to 8 cost player at least, and I think the same for Rubik's. I think Rubik can make even top cut. Like I think he has the potential and he is trying to improve a lot. And because this event is like 2 months, he has the time to get better.
Yeah, and he's like practicing a lot, which is really nice to see. And one thing that is interesting that you mentioned, it's about overbidding in this auction system and the really heavy value players. It's funny. It's good. Once you have like after or eventually a good idea of how do the captains evaluate those big guys, because I don't know if it's about moral or they are like uh, thinking that they would build a lot of decks. It's about deck building. It's about team moral. I can sure see a reason, but I think everyone has a different uh, way of evaluating people.
Yeah, of course.
Because
Uh,
like 40 for a player, even if he makes top cut, it's questionable. He has to bring some more, right?
yeah, he has to win the event, and it's not even about making top cut. If you're Pablo or Mind's Desire or Demagogue, like you have to make 7-0 Swiss, get into top cut, and then win the top cut in order
Or
to repay the
you can,
investment.
yeah, even that. But I mean,
Like
the
Pablo had
other
to
the
play Sly Knight on the first turn, and he lost, which is okay, acceptable, obviously. Like Sly Knight is really strong. So already by going 6-1 in Swiss, even if he goes 6-1 in Swiss, then destroys the top cut, he is still not value.
Oh, but what if, let's say, for instance, he's like participating, he's like helping with all other decks, and he's like practicing with all the weaker players, and he's doing all those jobs and
Yeah,
doing a lot
then
of
then it's insane.
backtracking. If a player can do that, right? That's a lot of value. And who are the people that are doing that for their team and they are not tracked by the captains? Do you think of any name that a player that would do all this help? Like, of course, it's a strong player. He will also bring a lot of wins to the team. But how 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 can the captains, the judge, if the player is going to be like really helpful with other aspects or not? It's an interesting thing also.
It's about knowing the players for me. Like one part of the reason that I chose you and then went for Holyfield as well was because I judged you to be people who will put in the time and they will care for a good team result in total, which also means you'll be there to help other players, help them practice, etc.
Yeah, one thing that it's I don't know if other captains keep track. I think I am among the players that with the most game played ever. So that's a interesting thing also because I play a lot. I judge myself to need at least 3 times the amount of games that an average player needs to be good. So, for instance, if I want to be good, I need to play 3 times more, and I'm always practicing and also practicing with people from the team. That's a thing that I do.
Yeah, that ups your value, the value you bring to the team, and it has been really good to train the weaker players as well. So the stats of the clan wars first round are out, and the clan with the highest win rate is Unicorn
Really?
by 8% difference last time I checked. That means that Unicorn is at 63% win rate and then Lions behind it at 55. Those are current stats. There are still some games that have not been played.
So, do you think Unicorn is particularly better in this format?
I think currently, and like it's only me and Kung Futios who think this maybe in the world, but I think Unicorn is the best deck.
I mean, like even if like a constructed format, like a normal tournament.
Yes, yes.
I don't agree with you as the best deck in the construct format. I think this format helps Unicorn because every splash you play has a very playable deck.
Yes.
So you have an advantage over the other splashes of third rolls and second roll maybe in other clans. That's why you have a higher percentage. And it's more easy to master for players that are not in their first clan choice.
Yeah. That also plays a big role, of course. Like this is a very unique format because of that, and also because you have players from all skill levels. So ease of use also plays a big part. Um, and I do not expect people to agree with me. Like Unicorn being the best is a really hot take. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Uh,
I would say Phoenix is the best, right? Phoenix Secret Void is kind of OP.
I think it's overvalued as well. It's not that big of a difference with the other factions.
Yeah, I wouldn't say the difference is big, but I'll definitely rank them as
Yes, if you are
higher,
a good player,
top
you can
higher.
clutch out a lot.
I think it's like maybe so. For example, if you play 100 games and you are a Mind's Desire with Phoenix, on Jigoku, you might lose like three against really good players, but you are going to stomp all the weaker players. Unicorn doesn't have that. Like Unicorn, you can't stomp really weak players that easily because they can always draw like three cancels and whatever. So that's why I think like maybe we differ in opinion as well.
Yeah, and also I think there's this card called Consumed by Five Fires. It's the card alone that's has single define most matches at least in my experience. It's in I played a little Phoenix and I use a lot of consumed by five fires, and it's the card that that won me the most games by itself, right? Of course, you have like other aspects, and the match can can variate, but whenever I play this, I have this feeling, oh, I won it because of this card, and it's amazing. Which
Something
Okay,
else that I saw that really confuses me on decks are the prevalence of City of the Open Hand.
instead of Kyudin Bayushi,
I expected more Kudembayusi from everyone.
hmm, I don't know. If I so in the same kind of analysis, if I put like consumed by five fires, the card that single-handed or single by itself won the most games, I would say City of the Open Hand is the second one. Maybe it's too strong. It's I don't know. I could risk like 30% of the games it's won just by City of Open Hand.
I
And the
agree.
good thing is you guarantee to see it because it's on your box.
Yeah.
I
I
would
think
expect City of Open Hands to be the most popular Scorpion stronghold.
it's not. Kyudema is more popular, but by a small margin, for
Okay.
Clan Wars at least. But what really surprises me is the following. Many players that currently play Kyudema not the Cranes Plus, not just the Cranes Plus Pugin's build, but like other builds as well, do not have previous experience with Kyudema. So that's that's a part of a skill set that many players forgot, many captains forgot to include when buying players. I feel like I bought three Phoenixes that are all good on different splashes. I bought three Scorpions that I know are good on different splashes and different style of deck, different roles. Many people just saw win rates, but if I have, for example, three Phoenixes who are all specialized on playing Let Go, I'm not getting any value from them.
I see. It's an interesting way of analyzing, and it's also a deeper layer of analysis, right? You have to go and look into players and see what they are playing recently, and it's a hard job for the captains to do. I mean, I wouldn't do that if I if I was the captain. I was like, this guy is good, good win rate. Yeah, he's like a lovely person. Yeah, I think I'm gonna a bit high from him. Like checking out what decks they play, even inside the clan. It's a good way of analyzing it.
Yeah, it's part of the reason that I rated you both pretty high, that I knew you could bring different Phoenix decks to the table. Same for Gyro, like only he plays Lions Plus, but he's really good with it, so that was really, I think, a very solid choice. And there is also Zazuket, who I didn't get to buy, but he's a great example of this.
What
His
does he
value
play?
comes from playing Scorpions plus Crane.
Okay, but it's a quite common splash, right? When if you can go either Mark of Shame or the Scorpion cards, that it's quite common.
It is common, but not many people have been playing it, for months and
Yeah,
have a good knowledge of it.
I see. I know that Scorpion Splash is really good against the Crane and Mirror. It's if you play a mirror match and your opponent has like Scorpion Splash, you're you're screwed.
Yeah. On another note, some secret info I got. Zincito, after losing to Yoritomo Alex, proceeded to join the Unicorn Tier 0 club, and he started playing
Okay.
Unicorn. So,
Oh, that's true. I played him, I think. I played him piloting a unicorn deck.
yeah, he finally became one of us.
He saw the light
He
at
saw the
last.
light, yes. And I think something else is that if you go and rewatch his match against Yoritomo Alex, if that Brass Samurai was a Netsu, he had probably won that game. But let's not talk about Netsu because that's a big point of disagreement in Crane chat. So
It's not a disagreement. It's the people that said Brass Samurai are wrong, and the people that say that Netsu is better choice are fine. It's not a disagreement when the one option is not valid.
okay,
It's
okay.
just denial.
Thing is, I play crab, so please, like, we do not have to wake them up. If they start playing Netsu, then my win rate falls. I prefer it when they are bad. So, Do you want also to give a short talk about the teams, the different teams, and how we rate them?
Well, I would love to say that for me, in my humble opinion, I think uh, Usagi team and Zilu's team are the strongest, in my opinion. I think they will have the most wins. I think Unbiased and has like a really had like a really good auction plan, but I don't think he captured a lot of value with the money that he had left. Because if you save money for the last part of the auction, of course you have a really good chance of getting good steals. That's why what they say, good steals. But you also need to be pay attention to capture value, and the best value is captured in the beginning of the auction. So it's kind of hard to evaluate, but they are doing really well, right? So I don't know.
So let's start with the obvious things. Mog's team seems to be the weakest by far,
Well,
and
Yeah,
it's the team that I know the least. I can
it's
say that. So
Demagogue plus nobody.
uh,
it's Roberto
I
Cotillas as well, who is a consistent Dragon player.
Like
We
there
have
yeah,
is Roberto Cotillas, there is Nuggets and Coyote,
Nuggets, yes, no, I like Nuggets.
but yeah, I think Nuggets is very close to Enagon in skill. Like he's very strong, but like there are literally four players that are noteworthy from the whole team. Uh, they seem to be the weakest. They got farmed by Mindsetire, Juarmark's team.
which I think is the strongest team, to be honest.
What?
Apart from yeah,
Marks?
no, not no, sorry, not Mind's Desire team, which is the team
Ah, the
Tanuki.
Tanuki team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the strongest team is Elos, and we have to play them next round. So if we can have a good or even a winning score against them, then that will be huge.
Yeah, they
Uh,
have the best players in each spot that can upset a lot of others. So they will be very difficult to beat.
yes.
But
Yeah.
Tanuki, on the other hand, I don't think that they're that good of a team, except 4 to 5 players that can maybe clutch in games. I think they have a very weak Crane side and Lion.
Crane, their crane side is good. I can
No,
say
it's
that
not good. We have
it
better
is.
cranes.
Kajita Ryu is good.
Is good, yeah.
He is one of the players I had scouted for the auction, but as a whole, uh, I think their Scorpion are lacking. Like Nyx is good, but I do not
Seed is
consider
good.
Siri and Kosaka serious contenders. And I think like they have a core of around 8 players, but then the rest fall off a lot. They don't
So,
have
but let
medium tier
me
players. They have low tier and then high tier.
make a provocation here. If you have like this really strong core, right, which is like this 8 to 9 players or 7 player to be conservative, and you have those players bringing consistency wins, and you have the other players like varying, like winning some, losing some, which you
Yes.
expect them to do. So that's a good team, right? It's it's it's
I think we have the same, but I also think our core is better than theirs. So I believe we can take them. If
It
matchups are not fucked up,
depends
I believe
on
we can take them.
how the players coach and how they can help the low cost players in their teams. Because if they do not backseat, which I request to everyone to not backseat, please, because it's a fun event and just give advice, then Miles Desire, for example, is a great coach to discuss plays with. So he will up the level of the other Phoenixes if they play together.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he
We just got arrange matches in time that Match Desire will be sleeping. Easy. European.
yeah,
That's very
and
nice.
I'm having a look now. I'm having a look like now at the No Pain No Gain team, and I think they are a very good team. I can see some players here that
Man, they got
can,
4 wins this round.
well, they might have been unlucky, and
No, they
and
got destroyed.
No, they're just bad. They're not unlucky.
It's like
I don't
Dan's
know.
team. Did they get unlucky?
Yes,
No,
it's
they got
it's
destroyed.
like dance team. Yeah, we are better. Of course, we're better.
Well,
Jesus
also
Christ.
Dan's
And
team.
we had people saying we are one of the bottom 2, bottom 3. Come on, dude.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't rate us as bottom three, but I don't know. I
Zealous is
look at
scary,
every
I think.
team
But yeah.
and I think they are all strong. It's a lot of details. And for instance, at Dan's team, all the Scorpions, they are very experienced players, and they can easily make a cut. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah, that's
madness
easy
of
to
the
do for
event.
us though,
Like every
as
team is
they can go to
stacked.
the cut.
I think every team is stacked if you look at players and stuff like that. But it's about having the value in the 5 coaster, 6 coaster slot that determines who wins and who loses.
Yeah. Uh,
Just look at us. We have two 20 plus fate players, 20 plus fate cost players going 0-1, which is an unlikely result, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's not good, but we will make it up.
Yeah. Zelos seems really strong, but if we take them on and we do good, then the rest are pretty manageable. Eric's, I think, is really overrated, the team.
Overrated.
No, it's not that bad. It's a mediocre team with good players that can do spikes.
Yeah, I
I
I
think
think I
he has the same problem Mindset has, which is the bulk of his team are players that will do 4-3, not 5-2. So they won't get top cut.
do you
That's my
think
assumption, but yeah.
no, I think they are a solid team. I don't know. I keep saying every team is good, right? So I'm not really making a point here.
You have a pattern.
Yes.
So but so what we could do is to see every clan and see who has the best team for every clan.
Yeah,
It's a fun thing to try to rate, right? So it's a different way. For instance,
Well,
starting for Crab, I think
uh,
I think Mad Dogs, right?
yeah, yeah, 100%.
100%. That's easy one.
yes, Mad Dogs. Aqua is very good.
Crazy Cat Size is close, but Mad Dogs wins.
Yeah. How about Crane?
Mad Dogs.
Mad Dogs.
Mad
Mad
Dogs,
Dogs
yeah.
is, yeah, well, let me see. The mine's attire. Oh no. And what's the other one? Tanuki. Yeah, Mad Dogs.
Mad
But,
Dogs for
but,
sure.
but, here comes a big but. You don't
Mad
want to have 2 good cranes. Because the second crane deck, that is not a Unicorn's Blast, is just bad. Like, it's really weak. You will never make top cut with it.
Dragon's
that's
Flash is good
interesting.
in the tower format that seems to appear in this
So
cup.
yeah, base it in your reasoning. What you should look like before drafting crane players is looking for the crane player that can make the cut without the unicorn splash, right?
You have to accept that you either try to go for a player in a second splash that can give you a good result. So for Crane that could be Zarzuket on Scorpion Splash. Or you have to give up on Crane altogether, which is what I did. Like I bought
I
the
don't
full
agree at all. I don't
and
agree at
I
all, man.
said burn the cranes, burn the dragons, and we are committing to the rest.
I think Dragon's Flash is better than Scorpion's Flash.
Yeah,
for this format because
I
they're looking
agree,
to our decks.
but I think with neither Scorpion nor Dragon, you can make a good result.
Why?
Because
It's
you have
like a Phoenix
Noga
deck. It's
now,
like a Phoenix Seeker of Void
who doesn't have
without the
NotFragile.
consumed.
Yes, then
Okay, yeah, you have Noble Sacrifice though.
you lose.
You lose in matchups with
You lose.
other optimal decks, but in tower matchups with maybe Lion with Unicorns Plus or Crab with Crab with Phoenix Plus or Cranes with Crabs Plus and etc. You have an advantage.
Yes, but when you are 2-0, you are gonna start playing against players who play optimal decks.
Not necessarily.
Yes, like the players
I
who will be
understand, yeah.
2-0 will be the best players who have the best decks.
I don't think I have an optimal deck to be honest, but I will go to O.
But you are really good at playing weird decks, and Phoenix is really solid no matter what. So,
Okay. Agree to disagree.
Dragons, I think Tanuki's team,
Um,
but
yeah, Neotsko and Gohan. Yes.
I think Mind Satire and Handsome Dance are both pretty close.
I am analyzing here. I would say I I think my mine's a tire and yeah, mine's a tire is it's good and also it's so hard.
Yeah, it's really hard to make the call on Dragons.
Mm. Rokugan and Mad Dogs also, just because.
What?
Yeah, and see the decks as
They have
well. They're
nobody.
good.
They only have
No,
Arad.
yeah. No, Pasek is good. He used to be good playing the Infinite Duels deck.
Yeah, back then
I
we
don't
had
know.
Pasok though. Like, that deck has been dead for 2 years.
Yeah, it's true. So let's see what he's playing now. He's playing Crab Splash. Yeah. Yeah, let's say it's Mike Satire, the first dragon. Lion?
Really hard
No,
to
not.
make a call. Bill
I'm
Jr.
sorry.
is not.
Not Mine Satire. I got it wrong. Yeah, it's Anuki, right?
Yeah.
That was the best. That's the best dragon.
So for Lions, it looks like Mad Dogs could have been considered the best, but Bill Jr. has been unresponsive the last week.
But it's just one,
So
one, one
I
round,
think
right? We cannot
Tanuki.
tell anything about one round.
I think Tanuki might actually be the best.
I
Mm,
hate to say, but
Yeah, I also
I,
Kirlis
hate to
will be
say.
the best because I rate them the worst, and I want to diss them, but Kirlis is Kirlis. So
Yeah, he will somehow.
do something, win. I don't know. He will win.
no, I'll be controversial here. I'll disagree. I'll say Dance has the best Lion crew.
It has Dan, who is
They're
probably
they're
weaker
they're
than
they're, they're
Kirlis.
the,
And who else?
Warson is great. It's get racket on the Discord on the Jigoku, and Drukun is also really solid, I think. And he's playing a very strong deck that can get a lot of honor.
Ah, yeah, he was the honor runner. He was pretty strong, I
Yeah,
remember. Okay. So
but
yeah, Dance.
I
No, you're not controversial. Like, Dance might be the best as well. And then we start going in the juicy parts. So
Phoenix.
Phoenix, I think most people will disagree, but I think we have the best Phoenixes.
Let's see.
Yeah, because Rokugani Mad Dogs have only two Phoenixes.
I'll
They
say.
don't have three.
Do you know what? I think we are pretty much there, but I'll say mine's Team Tanuki. Team Tanuki.
What? Team Tanuki because they have the coach. No, I don't
It's not
No,
because
agree
of
with that.
coach. It's not
No,
because of
no.
coach. I am a big fan of Futsumi.
I
Yes,
don't lose to
seriously.
Futome.
I
Never.
declaration.
Okay, so but I'm still a big fan. I'm a big fan of you both, but I'm a
Guys,
big fan of Futsumi
Kasparas
and
is
Kaspara
playing
is
Cranes Plus with 3 duelist training on Phoenix. Okay? Can we all agree that no, they are
yeah.
not?
Well, it's a
I
poor
can
deck
see Mind
choice.
Satire because they have Travis and Sibatoku, but if you know how good Kung Futios is, he's not a 5 coster. He should have been worth like at least 10-12 fate. So I think our Phoenix lineup is the strongest.
Yeah, I'll put this together with Mind's Attire and Team Tanuki. And,
Pressure form, it
and
will blow
Pineapple,
up and kill us.
yeah, and Pineapple is also good. Phoenix is pretty much even.
I think if you look at Scorpion, there are many teams with 2 good Scorpions, but we're the only team with 3, so it's pretty obvious.
Um, Shout out to Mox team for Scorpions because I have been speaking with Stefanos and Paneki is a good Scorpion.
Yes,
So we have to watch out about this
Paneki is
player.
good. Mindsetter has Nakezum and Villabriga, which are good. Handsome Dance has Amanas and Nive, which are really good, and Kiseki played really well against me. Every team
Yeah.
has a solid Scorpion lineup, but I just think we have the 3 best.
Yeah, with a bit better than Zelos team because Kokura as well is a very experienced Qdama youth player that has been playing from the start.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Mind's Attire.
What? Come on. Okay, like, is Typhoon that good?
Well, he plays well. I played him with Jigoku. He has
Look
beaten
at
me
our
a few
team.
times.
Like, our weakest Scorpion might be Gyro, and Gyro is good.
Gyro is amazing, and he has just a soft voice. It's just good to listen to him.
Yeah, he's good to talk to in
He's
Yeah.
games.
insanely funny, yeah.
And his deck is my favorite deck of the whole meta right now. I mean, it's kind of off meta deck, but it's just so much fun to play. It's his deck, which is a lot of fun to play, and let's shout out for this guy.
Yeah.
I think
I think we have like, I expect between our Phoenix, Scorpion, and Unicorns to have
Zutron.
8
Zutron.
people making top cut.
No, I'm not sure, but let's hope. I think Zuturo also has a very fun deck. It's a Crane player from Dan's team. I've been trying his
The
deck.
crane that you almost lost. Yeah, it's good.
I've been trying his deck, and his deck is so much fun to play. Shout out for him.
Yes,
Congratulations.
very nice deck.
Yeah, it looks very
Crane
good.
with Crab Splash.
Yeah. 1 Skirmisher, 2 common causes, 3 highlight the flaws.
Though it has a lot of problems that he needs to address when Pack 5 comes out. I won't tell him what it is wrong because maybe I'm not the best or I don't want to give him the solution. But he has to recheck his deck a bit to see some things that they're missing.
Yeah, I think maybe he should have gone a bit more towerish as well.
Yeah, he doesn't have that much of force. He should find ways to
I think
do
he
that.
could have gone like Seeker of Void and play.
Okay,
He
wait a
could.
minute, because I think he couldn't.
Why?
Because someone else took Seeker
Foxhound?
of Void, right?
No way, man.
No,
He
no,
could.
lol.
He just wanted to play
He
Foxhound.
could, lol, yes. The other player plays Keeper of Air with Mark of Shame.
Yeah, so if you play Return the Offense and Common Cause for untaps, then you have to go for a bit more, beefy stats, and it could also help him run Tech House, and it would be probably a bit more solid as an aggro deck.
I kind of like Noti House, and he can like really make that the Hodaru's brother very big.
Yeah,
It's
Tuvan.
good. And sometimes you can buy it with like 0 fate and just start reprieving it, which is really good because some players don't have like attachment hate on their deck. So it's kind of scary. And it's fun to play. I mean,
Yeah. And we finally have
House is necessary.
Unicorn, I think.
Unicorn.
Do we even have to discuss this?
Yeah, we have discussed this because there are a lot of unicorns.
Look at the lineups. Like,
Um,
uh,
yeah, okay.
Team Tanukis aren't bad, and Rokugani Mad Dogs aren't bad, but I think as a total we probably are the strongest.
Mm, yeah, Unicorn, I like our team a lot. But I'll shout out for Eric's. He has done a good job in Unicorn also,
I
especially
disagree.
because
I think Mad Dogs are
he spent.
scarier.
Mm,
Christian,
Who,
I
what?
think is
I
really,
don't think
really
so.
good.
I like Eric's lineup better, and also I know that he has not paid a lot for them, which makes his Unicorn even
Yeah.
greater
I
greater
think
team.
Eric's, I know only Christian from the players, so I might be biased. But Team Tanuki Spirit has both Yoritomo, Alex, and Linath, which could be a really strong combination.
Yeah, I mean, I always lose to Yuritomo Alex, so,
It's
so
not only you, everybody loses to your Tom Alex. He's Herald King.
oh, but the fun thing for the amount of games I play, I probably am the player that lost the most in Jikoku during the history of the platform.
It would be amazing if we could have hard data on that.
Yeah, they will be like, what's the player of the most losses? They'll put LGB 1, 2, and my other nickname.
LGB 1,
It's a lot
LGB
of
2, and
it's a lot of losses.
yeah.
Do you want to tell which is your other nickname?
Nah,
Or not?
everybody knows right now. I just
Ah,
went
okay.
with this undercover so I can play and practice it with not a lot of people
Let's
watching.
say with your Tom Alex more times.
I play spectators off when I want to properly practice without other people watching. But currently, as it is, I do not really play a whole lot. I prefer playing Crab over Unicorn too.
Mm. Yeah, the crab decks now are also very fun to play. But my favorite crab deck to play is Scorpion Splash with a lot of Miyakos. I know that
Uh,
it's very off meta, but it's
Disgusting.
a deck I have a lot of fun
It's
with Shiro
disgusting though.
Nishiyama.
Like when you win, it's yuck.
So that was a very complete analysis of all the clans and all the teams per clan in the clan war, which was fun to do. I never had like put the time to analyze all of them. It was fun.
What do you
But
think will be our biggest foes in this environment?
Biggest what? Sorry.
Biggest foes, the best derbies.
Zelo.
Zello.
Zelos will be the hardest. Marks might be the highest performing team in Swiss, but when we get to Top Cut, they will have like two players and we will have like 8 to 9, so it won't matter. I
Yeah.
think Mark underestimated, mi- no, like miscalculated the value of his players, and he won't have players in the Top Cut, so he won't be able to make any points there.
Ha-
Hot take.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I think all of their Phoenix are very capable of making the cut. Also, their Scorpions and Lion. Some Lion can do it. I'll say he'll have around 7, 8 players in the cut also.
7 or 8 players.
7 to 8.
The cut is 32 players, and we have 160.
No,
So
no,
I
no, wait,
definitely
wait, wait. It's
miscalculated.
not the cut is whoever makes 5-2 and above, but like
Yeah.
I can only see Travis, Nakezuma, maybe Shibatoku making the cut.
I
Maybe.
see none of them making the top cut, to be honest.
Ooh, even
No,
that's a pretty
It's
hot
not
take.
a big thing. It's just I don't think that they will get to the top cut because
Mm,
it's luck based as well for the matchups and how you will find your opponents. If you have a
yeah.
per down or per up.
Yeah.
I just found out that I cannot evaluate people because I mean I was like, oh, Ginawa is so nice. I like him so much. He's such a good player. And I was like, he's gonna make the cut for sure. And yeah, I'm not sure. It's hard. And I
Yeah,
and I
being
and I and I
nice
get
and
biased.
making
I'm
the
not
cut.
sure if I'm not sure if I am like analyzing how good he is or if just because I like him. It's hard. My mind play a lot of tricks on me,
I like
but he's
him. He
definitely
will
good.
make the cut, but he's a two-coster. He doesn't know how to play his deck, but he's so good.
Oh, he is
The
nice.
top hat is very difficult in this event.
Yeah, especially if you start off as 0-1. Just imagine being a poor guy trying to make the top cut. You play first round against someone like I don't know, uh, Flippa, and you lose, and then second round you play against the 0-1 Pablo. You're like, fuck.
Yeah.
0-1 Pablo. Like, he will destroy the low bracket.
Yeah, that's very important thing. He'll go like, oh, I lost, so I'm gonna face like a weaker player possibly, and then yeah, you're paired against Pablo Pintor. Yeah, not good.
Have fun.
Yeah, I played one game against him in my life, and of course I lost badly.
I have not played him. I have watched his game with you on Krakow, because it was on stream and it was amazing to watch as a crab player. But I think he's by far the best. Like, I can't help but shake this feeling that he's the best.
Yeah, I have to disagree on that. His stats talks by itself. Okay,
So anything else you want to finish? Anyone you
yeah,
want
I'm all
to
right to
call
finish.
out or any shoutouts you want to make?
The whole beef crew, they are amazing. I'm really enjoying this competition. All the time we're spending together. So it's thank you for putting together this team. It's really good.
Okay, so
I want to call
everyone.
out. I want to call out someone first. I want to call out the whole team, Tanuki Spirit team, to come and play me 1v1 whenever they want. I will be there.
Nice, nice. The one I want to call out is
Except my desire, though.
is
I don't want to lose that many times.
Sly Knight. Sly Knight, dude. I hope we play against each other. You think you are hot shit? I have you on farm with Unicorn. Let's go. Let's go, bro. Let's play.
Okay.
So yeah, and also yeah, like mad shoutout and huge thanks to the rest of the team. Rubik's organizing stuff, Holyfield always being there and helping, Gyro, Pugin with deck building, with everything. Thank you all. 3D Cube, funniest person alive, plays the funniest decks. So yeah, mad shoutouts to everyone. And I think that's it for the episode. We didn't beef too
Okay.
much, unfortunately, but
We will have more when the clan war proceeds and we are in the top cut and we have things to discuss.
yeah, like once we stomp Zealous team, then we will be able to badmouth other teams even more. So stick with us for that.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.